Hello there, good day. My name is Emmy and welcome to BITU Moderators YouTube channel. For today's video, I'll be teaching you how to deliver an effective IELTS class in BITU. So to be able to handle an IELTS class effectively, you must first prepare yourself as a moderator. And the very first step to do that is to study the topic when it is unfamiliar. So with this class, here's what should be done. Number 1, use the outline intently. Study the class guide completely. Read everything. Do not skip parts. Simplify the guide by creating your own summary. Ask questions from your admin in charge if needed. And please follow the format closely for uniform teaching delivery among all moderators. Number 2, use IELTS vocab as often as possible. Influence your students to use the higher score words in the material by including such words in your questions and explanation. For example, the given vocabulary is off the beaten track. So instead of asking, is your house far from the city center? Or do you like to travel in places that are very far and isolated? You can simply ask, do you like to travel to places that are off the beaten track? Sounds better, right? Moreover, by influencing your students to use the IELTS vocab, they can improve and reach a new high. But topic is not the only thing that must be considered in an IELTS class. Time must also be regarded. We only have 30 minutes to complete the class, so we must be conscious of the time and manage it well. Just like the other lessons, IELTS class has 3 parts as well. So here's the time allocation for all parts of the lesson. Part 1. Warm-up and orientation for 2 minutes. IELTS class has a more formal vibe than a regular class, but it is still important to make your students feel comfortable at the start of the lesson, because to be able to teach the mind, you must open the heart first. But here's a gentle reminder. Please don't take too much time introducing yourself or getting to know your students. Open the first couple of minutes with a kiss. And by kiss, I mean keep it simple but significant. And no, don't kiss your students nor give a flying kiss gesture, because you might be misunderstood. We have to stay professional at all times. And use this part as well to point out the difference between a normal conversation versus IELTS speaking. Orient your students what a good IELTS answer is. And a good answer includes 3 parts. The student can either use the OSE or the OEE format. But what is an OSE format? So an OSE format is a format that the students can use to answer by giving an open statement first, followed by supporting statements, and an ending sentence. And the OEE, on the other hand, is a format that they can use by stating their opinion first, giving an explanation, and giving more examples. Either of the 2 will do. Sounds easy, right? But can we really do that in just 2 minutes? That's too much information there. But yeah, sure, why not? Using a script can help. And just another note, please. Know when to kindly interrupt your students when they overshare. Sometimes we can't avoid that. So just give a short but genuine reaction to what was said and what was shared. So how do you do that? Let me show you. Here is how it's done. Good morning, Student A. My name is Emmy, and welcome to your IELTS class in B2. How are you today? Oh, that's great to hear. I'm happy and I'm glad to hear that you had a cup of coffee with your friend before our class. So I hope that the caffeine in your body can give you enough energy throughout the lesson. Okay, so let's get started. In IELTS, we have 3 focus areas: vocabulary, pronunciation, and grammar, paying more attention to the use of higher score vocabulary words in the material. I encourage you to use such words and give long answers, starting with an open sentence, followed by supporting statements, and finally to an ending sentence. Or you can state your opinion first, give explanation, and give more examples. You can do it. I'm just here to help you. That's just it. That's part 1, warm-up and orientation. Now let's go to part 2. Conversation proper for 20 minutes. As we go to the conversation proper, the guide has it all. I couldn't add more. Just do the do's and avoid the don'ts. Try the suggestions. Actually, moderators can adjust the class as to what works for them, but do it in an IELTS way. Still getting things done with your own kind of touch. And just to add, it's really important to be spontaneous while teaching. So to shift from part 1 to part 2, from warm-up and orientation to conversation proper, you can actually start by giving a statement or asking a question that will serve as a bridge connecting the 2 parts. For example, the topic is about the city tourism. You can say it this way. Oh, student A, by the way, I can see here that you're from Vietnam, but may I ask, in which city in Vietnam are you from? And by the time the student answers, feel free to ask for more follow-up questions that will eventually lead you to the main topic. And by then, you can run the conversation smoothly. Then off we go to part 3, the ending activities for 8 minutes. Basically, 6 minutes is for the final question or questions, and the last 2 minutes is for the feedback and summary. So for the final part of the lesson, make it clear to the students that they only have 3 minutes to answer each final question. 1 to 2 questions can be asked depending on the time left in the actual class, considering some uncontrollable delays. For example, you have 5 minutes left. Then go ahead and use the 3 minutes for your final question. And the last 2 minutes is for your feedback and summary. So here's a short suggestion on how to give a good feedback and summary. End the class with a specific, non-personal, very easy to understand, and one that is tied to an action plan kind of feedback. Say goodbye to your students and be excited to see them again. And it's a wrap. That's how you deliver an effective IELTS class in B2. Thank you so much for listening. So if you like this video, please leave us a thumbs up. Please comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell for more updates. Once again, my name is Emmy, and I am a B2 moderator.
BITU